Black box thinking is appreciating that you're going to make mistakes, dealing with them and making your life better. It was coined by Matthew Syed in his book Black Box Thinking, where he analyses certain situations and events and realises that certain industries and individuals take on board problems, dilemmas, catastrophes and act upon them to make sure that they don't repeat them and the world gets to be a better place. There's some industries such as the medical world where there's egos and people don't want to act on them, and the same thing continues again. But in other industries such as the airline industry, where there's been mass catastrophes and disasters and there has been a black box to analyse the data, people can make steps forward to make sure that it doesn't happen again. But how do we apply this in real life? So the first step is to acknowledge that there's going to be failure. Nobody's perfect and you're going to make mistakes. And the key to success is to make sure that you consume these data points and understand that you've made an absolute balls up from time to time. The next step is to not act in a closed loop system. So this basically means an echo chamber where people give you a big pat on the back and say, you're the best, hard luck, you killed someone yesterday in a horrific accident, but maybe tomorrow things will be better. It's important to get feedback quick, and that way you can act upon it. The third key point is to realise that you're not going to make enormous steps in one fell swoop. We've talked about this in previous videos, but it's important to make marginal gains. So this could be just incremental steps forward to improving. Seeing that you've made a mistake, seeing a system doesn't work, seeing that the world could be improved in a marginal way that gives you a little bit of benefit. That compounded together creates quite a large gain at the end of the day. The fourth point is to test and experiment. Sometimes people think they've got a perfect system, their lives couldn't get any better, or they don't see how they could make their lives any better. If you're happy to try something new, it might be something that's a little bit against the norm, give it a go. It might fail, it might make your life a little bit better, but you've got to be willing to try and test and experiment and see whether the result of that test or experiment has a positive or negative impact, and then you can act upon it. And the final step is to challenge a cognitive bias. As I've mentioned before, a lot of the time people think they're doing something perfectly. It's not their fault, it's the situation they were born into. Uncle Henry had a stroke 2 months ago, there's nothing I can do about it. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. Try and step away from that and realise that you do have some sort of agency to make change. So those steps again: embrace failure, it's part of life. Don't enter into a closed loop system. Target the marginal gains, be willing to test and experiment and challenge your cognitive bias. And that way you're going to step forward to improve your life through black box thinking.